Good morning, Julietta. How are you?
Hi, Renee. How are you? I'm great.
I'm glad. I'm good too. Unfortunately, Vicki couldn't join us
Yeah,
today. She's a little under the weather. So we just pray that she gets better soon and we
we're
can have
send
her back on here next week.
yeah sending all our good vibes for Miss Vicki.
Yes, stay healthy. We miss you.
We need you, Vicki.
So, how was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was great, amazing. I did my first little business trip. I went to meet my mentee in Ottawa, and we had a blast.
Oh, nice.
Very nice time we spent. A very nice time on Saturday. It was great.
I saw your pictures on Facebook. They're
Yeah.
nice.
And what about
Lots of
you?
good snacks.
Oh yes, we're gonna have to get those to you, huh? Because over there, they apparently there's no many places that they sell our pastries, so everybody have to come to Montreal to get them. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm going, so I'm gonna bring some.
Very nice.
Yeah. And what about your weekend?
It was nice. We actually took it a little easy because it's a little smoky here
Yeah.
in BC, and we're close to the fires, but we're not in any danger right now. So we just
Okay.
kind of, your heart goes out to all these people evacuating.
Yes.
But some of
Yes.
the evacuation alerts have been rescinded, so that's a good thing. We got a little bit of rain, but we really we're hoping for more.
You need some more. Exactly.
We need some more.
Yeah.
There's some pretty dangerous fires out there. But I live close to the lake, so the helicopters are going back and forth all day long with water.
Okay. 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 At least. Okay. That's good.
So yeah. So today we are going to talk about what a successful life boils down to you. And we were
Yeah.
going to explain what we think a successful life is. So go ahead.
Well, like for me, it's pretty simple. For me, well, at least what I have learned in my experience is learning to adapt and think outside the box. Because sometimes we are used to a certain lifestyle or a certain structure or a certain routine, and all of a sudden, life puts you in this kind of blenders, and shakes you around. And what can you do? Either you adapt to your new situation, or it's gonna bring you down somehow. So that's when you have to learn to think outside the box and adapt to whatever happens. And that's the only way that you regain the balance that you had before in your work environment, let's say, or within your family, or even for yourself. Because sometimes, when stuff happens, we forget about ourselves. So for me, it's not, it's easy to say, but it's absolutely necessary to do, to learn to think outside the box, because life is not sometimes what we expected. And at least that's what I think.
Do you have any little thing that you use that helps you get readjusted or
Well,
thinking
I
outside the
always
box?
think on my end results, when I'm trying to do something, how do I want things to be? So I try to work towards that. Never mind what happened yesterday or what I didn't do yesterday. I try not to beat myself up with things, that sometimes, you have to do something, but you end up not doing. Okay, tomorrow is a new day. Look forward, think positive, and try to focus on the positive, actually, because we always talk about this law of attraction thing, and it really works. You have to focus on the things you want and on the positive things and on gratitude especially, and that's what you're going to get back. So for me, it's just that is the positivity, the being grateful, for everything and many things, even the smallest things. And for me, it's like that. I always try to remember that.
That
Yeah.
sounds really good. That's perfect, actually. Makes me think too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how other way can you do it? I mean, if you live in regret or in thinking negative things, if you live in the past, what good will it bring to you? What good will it do to your future, or I mean, not only to you but to the people around you, or to your life, to your goals, because we do have goals. Everybody has. but the goals are not for yesterday. The goals are for tomorrow, right? So if you focus on yesterday, what didn't happen, then you're not advancing. And I mean, that's everybody's goal, you know, and one way or the other, advance and go forward and be better than yesterday. And that's it. It's just a mindset thing as well, right? You know, but sometimes we do get carried away a little bit out of a road. But as soon as we find that out or have that feeling inside us, it's important to realize it and bring us back to the good track. And that's what I use, and it mainly works.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
For many years, I realized for myself that I could reset.
Yeah.
And I can get myself to the point where I'm going to reset today, and that's the way it is, and I won't look back. But for many years, I struggled looking back, and I would look at the negative, bring it back forward. And then I realized that I was just kind of running in the same circle and not getting anywhere. And then when I realized that it's okay to reset,
Yeah.
and look at the positives and look at the new goals and adjust your goals, because like you said, you know, you say life's a blender. I say it's like waves. You know, you'll get riding, it's really good, and then I lose my balance. Yeah. And when I lose my balance, I can reset. And for me, a lot of it is I kind of reset a lot of my thinking. So I do look at the positives even before I rest in the evening. I always have one positive wish to someone that maybe has irritated me that day, or maybe I irritated them. And I always have a positive feelings and send out good wishes for them. And then before I go to bed at night, I always make sure that I go to bed with no regrets. And that's something I tell my adult children too, is you didn't make a mistake in life if you can go to bed every night with no regrets. Yeah. Feel good about what you've done that day. And like you said, tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah. But you know what? I wasn't this way before. And, you know, we're doing this online business, but I've learned it thanks to all the self-development information and practices that we have in this business. Because if you would have asked me a year ago or 2 years ago, I would have maybe not know what to answer, because all this is pretty new to me. And I've learned it here, I have to say. And I'm really grateful.
I'm glad. One thing I really learned too, and I think I can see it in you and other people, is I think now we realize that we do count. And we're the foundation of our lives. So if we don't look after ourselves, we can't help others.
Yeah.
So it's good that we're finding the positive energy and the reset buttons and being able to share it ourselves.
Yeah. And that's the hardest part, you know, trying to be a bit selfish in the good way, but for others.
Yes.
For us mothers and women, sometimes it's not easy to think like that.
Well, I think a lot of us, we probably struggled with boundaries and how to look after ourselves, because it did feel selfish and I'll deal with myself later.
Yes.
But if we don't change that reset thinking, later will never come. So I'm glad you're looking after yourself. And it's nice to hear that you're so positive. It's great.
Yeah. Well, because it does have a good effect on you. You know, when you're like that, that's what you irradiate to others, and that's what people see, and that's what we want people to see in us, right?
Yes, totally.
Yeah, and I see it on my kids as well, mostly on my youngest. That he's always telling me, "Oh, mommy, I'm so happy," and this and that, and it's nice.
What a beautiful compliment!
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, do you have a busy week ahead?
I have a busy week. Yes, I have a busy week because we are. I'm helping. Well, my mentee. You know, still we're going through the training a bit together, and looking at it's good for me too, because you know, training updates so much weekly. Let's say that the things that she's going through now for me are kind of new, because there's been updates since I went through that part. You know. One of the points I was looking yesterday was how to, make the post, the welcoming post and stuff like that. And they're completely different than what I learned when I did that part of the training. So it's good. I like it because it's a good refreshing for me as well. And we're always talking, we're always trying to come up with new ideas. Well, she's just starting, but she's really, really motivated, and she has a great mindset.
That's perfect.
It's very nice. And then I have 2 interviews this week on Thursday and Friday at different times. So I'm going to have Thomas and a girl, Udil, I think her name is. She's from Montreal. So
nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy week. Plus my job and everything. So there's people on vacation here. So there's a lot of things I have to do. But we're going to get through it. That's for sure.
Perfect.
And you're almost close to the end?
Almost. I have a busy week with real estate to finish up. I have 7 days to retirement, so I'm trying to finish everything up. I'm excited and kind of sad the other way too, but I'm enjoying working online. It'll become full-time, which I love, and I have some new mentees starting from Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do some work together this week, and on Thursday we have my group Zoom.
Yes, we have our group Zoom, exactly. Yes, I'm looking forward to that because there's a lot of good information coming on.
A lot of great sharing.
Yes.
Well, you have a fabulous week. And Vicki, we can't wait to have you back here next week. We miss you.
Yes.
And thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.